Well, good morning. Coming at you from, I don't know, 8 o'clock Central Time, Kansas. And man, the devastation, it's hard to describe, and you're all feeling it. But it's hard to even fathom that he was allowed to destroy the East Wing of the White House. It's a great exact representation of how he treats us and the Constitution and law. And that's something I wanted to talk about was, hi Coco, was how he clearly waited for the shutdown. He's clearly using the shutdown as a way to do anything he wants. And that's really, I talked about it last week. I know this was all in the Project 2.25 for many different reasons. There's various reasons why this shutdown is being used and was planned. Of course, blame it on the Democrats, blah, 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 even though the Democrats really can't fold on this because you cannot take away health care from Americans. One death is blood on their hands. And, I know the Republicans really want to blame it on the Democrats, the shutdown, but how is that even possible when, first of all, yes, the Democrats can't budge on the health care issue. They cannot. And go back to how John McCain, literally the last thing John McCain did was save health care for people. And then he died. And so it really was a heroic act. And of course, that's why Trump hated him and targeted him. And so Democrats can't budge on that. But here's the thing. Mike Johnson goes in there every time and slams down the gavel. Democrats can't negotiate anything when there's no ability to negotiate. So even if they could negotiate on the health care, they can't because Mike Johnson keeps slamming the gavel. Now, is it about the Epstein files? Yes, but I do feel this was planned also with Project 2.25 for various reasons, all various evil entities using it. But let's go back to 45. Okay, so 45. Oh, and the other thing is Mike Johnson said on the Sunday talk show circuit, they asked him, are you going to sign in the new Congresswoman? And he said no. And he basically said no. And he canceled all sessions for the rest of the week. And then of course we have the SNAP thing, take away money for people, from families. I'm going to go into that. I should have a long session about that. But that problem, it's people thinking that a huge amount of our budget goes toward SNAP and feeding what they call lazy people. It's not true. There's people with disability, there's veterans, there's children, it's all over the board of why people would have SNAP food benefits. It's not just your quote unquote lazy people, which is very judgmental because you never know. Someone could lose their job at any time. But the thing about SNAP is it takes only a small portion out of our taxes to feed people. And that money goes straight back into the economy. Our grocery stores are going to suffer. Walmarts are going to suffer. The economy, already struggling at this point, is going to suffer with nobody being able to buy food. And then, okay, don't get me started. So it's a cruelty. Cruelty is the point, but it's also just dumb. It's dumb. And the pride and the stubbornness of people saying, I don't want my tax money to, look at how they don't want their tax money to do anything. I don't want new roads. I don't want new infrastructure. I don't want new bridges. I don't want people to eat. And yet they're okay with Trump sending $40 billion to Argentina, right? Isn't it Argentina? And then we lost $20 billion with Doge. I'm sure there's more. We lost more than that. But all this money for the ballroom, and by the way, he says it's privately funded. Yeah. Sure it is. Where is he getting all this money? Where is Frump getting all this money? Anyway, let's go back to the ballroom, okay? It's upsetting. Okay. So, shut down. He just figures, I can do whatever I want. And I talked about this before, that with this shutdown, it means no one to tell him no. That's one reason why Trump just gets rid of everyone, all the people that stand between him and law, and him and rules, and him and the money. Just fire them all, because then he doesn't have anyone to answer to. He doesn't have to have anyone telling him no. And so, yeah, he's using the shutdown to his benefit. Just get rid of this and all. He said, killing Democrats, get rid of all the programs, and we'll never bring them back. I just want to know if there is anyone around him at all who is saying, wow, dude, you shouldn't do this. Wow, this is wrong. Wow, this is horrible. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, even the windows, when you see the pictures of the White House being ripped apart, mind you, it's probably going to cause structural damage that can't be fixed to the rest of the building. But seeing it, and you go, that looks like 9/11. That looks like somebody bombed us. And I've watched enough episodes of This Old House to know that even one pane of glass has to have historical preservation. Do the people around him at all feel that this is okay? I know I've seen a few MAGA people online, mind you, they're probably bots, saying things like, it's okay because how you Democrats get so upset about. Who isn't upset? Like, who wouldn't be upset by this? Is another country could plan to bomb us and destroy us. And we would, if this had happened, let's say if Putin from Russia had done this, and we woke up and we saw that part of the White House had been destroyed by a bomb from a foreign country, foreign entity, we'd be like, this is war. And, we would, months and months and months of possible war. And yet, because it's him, it's like, well, it's okay, because you don't want to make Big Baby upset. Don't upset Big Baby. It's ridiculous. Do the people around him feel any shame at all? I know he doesn't, because he's a narcissist. But do they feel any shame? Does anyone around him at all feel shame and lose respect for him at all? I'm flabbergasted when it comes to that. MAGA, do you feel any, does this affect you at all? I feel like there's a delusion. I mean, there always was, but this is major delusion here. Like, if you don't feel that there's something wrong with him just ripping up part of the White House the way he's doing, windows, historical panes of glass, structure, pillars, just ripped apart and left dangling like trash. If that doesn't make you feel upset and wake you up, if you don't feel something about that, I have to say that you're in a world of delusion. At this point, I don't know if there's any way to get through to you. I don't, kind of figured out there never was. But, I mean, there's a direct difference between reality and delusion. If you feel that it's okay for him to just rip up the White House, and you feel somehow it's okay, then you're in a world of delusion. Because I feel like the only way to respond to this is, oh my God, he ripped up the White House. Oh my God, it looks like 9/11. Oh my God, what is happening? Why are they allowing him to do this? That's really the only response. Now, of course, you could say it really is. I mean, I remember Sunday morning, and then yesterday morning, I was thinking, oh, those protests got to him. There they're saying 8 million now, but I think it's more like 10 million. And it was across the world. And I know that a narcissist, when they get injured, they attack and they destroy and they try to hurt you. And so I knew he would do something, and I felt like yesterday was pretty bad. Like the first thing that happened was he sent Caroline Leavitt out to attack Obama and say that they're going to go after Obama. Well, since we have full president immunity, that you can't go after Obama for anything. And plus, Obama is not guilty of what they're accusing him of. Everybody just kind of ignored that anyway, because it's like, that's just bull crap, you know. Obama's fine. He didn't do anything. Obama literally let 45 come in and gave him the welcome pomp and circumstance. Anyway, so that was the first attack. Then we had like the whole snap thing and Mike Johnson and everyone else. And then this was kind of like, what the? I don't know. How'd you feel? I know how I felt. It's obvious. I just felt it was devastating, and it looked like 9/11, and it feels like 9/11, and it feels like, yeah, again, if you don't feel extreme upset over the White House being ripped apart, then I think you're in a world of delusion, and there's something wrong with you. And what I feel is like, even people who are like the icy roads people and anyone who is still sort of standing by Trump is like, well, he's trying to be a great president and he follows the Constitution. I think at this point, those people are like, damn, this guy's crazy. Because I feel like ripping up the White House shows such a disdain for our country and our history, and our Constitution. It's such a direct imagery of what he's doing, and imagery is huge. Like, someone could talk for hours, you write an entire book, but unless you see an image that really speaks to you, some things, the words and actions never get through, but words get through. Pictures get through. The imagery of the White House being destroyed, it looked like the Titanic wreck. That's what it looked like. And it looked like 9/11, and it looked like the Oklahoma City, man, I hope the video doesn't get flagged. All of this is for entertainment purpose only. Just quoting historical landmarks and events. Anyway, yeah, if it doesn't get through, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'll upload this, get ready for the day. I feel that this has created huge structural damage in the rest of the building. There's probably like some asbestos now that's like been unearthed. And they may have to tear down the whole White House at some point. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like it did more damage than you can imagine. And again, if other evil entities across the world had done this to us, we'd be really upset. But because it's him, somehow it's okay. And I feel like, what if Putin ordered him to do this? What if this is something Putin ordered, or like the Qatar? What if they ordered him to do this and he's just carrying out orders? What if this was part of a payment? Like, to fund the ballroom, the stupid ballroom. We will give you money, but you must destroy part of the White House. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it. Give me the money. Give me the money. That's, such a... Only a skank-ass white trash hoe would rip up the White House for a stupid-ass ballroom. And think about all those people who are going to sit in there and think it's okay. The delusion of grandeur. It's ridiculous. It's upsetting. Oh, and mind you, he told he and his people told the press not to share those photos. Like we wouldn't notice after a while. Something's different. It's crazy. The whole thing's crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready for the day. Thanks for watching. Bye.